Okay, so I'm a huge Fairly Odd Parents fan. I watch it whenever I can. Lately, however, I've been really busy, so I missed a lot of the new episodes in Season 5. Once the box set came out, I tried to buy it, but I didn't have enough money. Luckily, one of my friends, who was also a huge fan of the show, lent me his copy of the set so I could see the episodes that I had missed. When I had first picked up the box set, I faintly noticed that the Nickelodeon logo was missing on the front cover. I didn't really let it process through my mind, though. Over the coming weeks, I slowly watched the episodes whenever I could. When I was about to finish the box set, I noticed that there was something odd. There was an episode numbered Episode 21. All the seasons, including this one, ended in Episode 20. This 21st episode was titled Sweet Revenge. I attempted to Google search the episode, to no avail. So, as you would guess, I played the episode. The episode began in near crystal quality, almost better than the other episodes. It opened in Timmy's bedroom. He woke up, his fairies greeted him, etc., etc. Very similar to the previous episodes. About a minute into it, he went out of his room to go downstairs. After 5 seconds, he was down the stairs. His dad walked through the front door with a bloodstained machete on his hand. Timmy, about as terrified at this point, screamed, "Dad, what have you done?" he cried, shaking nervously. His dad mumbled something, but I could barely make out anything except for the consonant "berg." My mind was too freaked out to process that. His dad walked normally, but with a criminally successful feeling, across the living room to the kitchen. He wiped off the knife and placed it back into the cabinet as if nothing had ever happened. My mind wanted to stop the episode, but it kept on going. The episode cut to the next scene. Timmy was playing anxiously in his room, with an expression that he had just seen a ghost. The camera shot switched to an angled shot, so I could see out of Timmy's room. I vaguely saw the shadow of his dad walking down the hallway with a machete in his hand. Cosmo quickly warned Timmy, and they attempted to poof away. However, Timmy's dad, having burst through the door, frantically tried to get to his son. He threw the knife at Timmy, but horribly missed and instead gouged out Cosmo's eye. Cosmo let out a throat-shredding scream as blood poured out profusely from his socket. Wanda, somehow oblivious of what had just happened to Cosmo, poofed away. Timmy, having been teleported to Town Dimsdale, tried to find a telephone to call the police. Upon picking up the payphone, he suddenly heard a voice. It was his dad's voice, but its tone was not like how his normal tone was. It was darker, more fear-inducing. Petrified, Timmy shut his eyes and he tried to wake himself up as if he was in a dream. Before he knew it, he couldn't reopen his eyes, and it seemed as if his eyes were melting. The blood from his eyes continued to pour out of his sockets as he screamed. The episode suddenly switched scenes. Timmy woke up from his bed as if nothing had ever happened. His Fairly Odd Parents were not there to greet him, though, but he could hear the sound of Wanda crying. When Timmy looked over to her, he could see what she was crying about. The machete was still in Cosmo's skull. Blood was oozing out, a pool forming under his head to the floor. Timmy glanced out to see some of his neighbors impaled in the streets by a giant stake. Without warning, his eyes became bloodshot red, and a binary code flashed across the screen. Then the ending credits showed. I hastily looked up the binary code, to a horrifying discovery of what the message was. He was first, you are next. When you see the red light, you will die. Later that day, I read in the newspaper that a lunatic had impaled 3 people. I was terrified. I honestly didn't know how to take it. I couldn't sleep all that night. The next day, my parents had to literally force me to go to school. Eventually, after being nearly dragged there, I was starting to feel the effects of not sleeping. I decided to close my eyes for a second. I suddenly saw an incredibly bright flash of light. I cannot express the fear that I had felt from seeing it. And then I tensely opened up my eyes, and I saw that my friend that lent me the set, almost killing himself with laughter.